So I have checked, and I think I actually started training about 4 years ago, or at least coming up to 4 years, like training weightlifting. And that's a long time, and it's not like you can't see it on my body. If I don't have any clothes on or take my top off, you can see that I train, but I've had a lot of ups and downs. I will probably put pictures up on here from when I started to when I felt like I looked really good, and then I looked really bad, and then I looked really good, and it's always been like up and down until 2 years ago, where I went through a breakup, which took like a lot out of me, and that basically absolutely got me to the gym on a very, very consistent basis. I want to say the reasons I've had a lot of ups and downs in weightlifting is just motivation. I've had long sprees of insane motivation, like going to the gym like 6 days a week, enjoying it really like a lot, and then I've had like sprees of just not enjoying it, not going to the gym and eating whatever I want. And I want to say, like, I know that going to the gym 6 times a week does not mean squat if you don't eat what you need to. So what I want to say is, when I went to the gym 6 times a week, I also ate what I know was good for me. So I ate a lot of chicken, stuff like that. I was consistent in everything in regards to training and dieting. And when I wasn't consistent, or I was consistent in doing bad things, that meant I didn't go to the gym and I didn't do the diet, probably. But then, as said, the breakup came, and that really got me to the gym. And I feel like I've been consistent for like 2 years now, since my breakup that happened 2 years ago. And of course I've had some small spells of not training, but I would say that I've been the most consistent I've been for a long time. And right now I have really been consistent for a while, and I've become pretty big. I do weigh like 91 right now, morning weight, and when I started I weighed 83. And that's a lot of muscle, but also a lot of fat, don't get me wrong, but I've put on a lot of muscle. I'm pretty strong in a lot of exercises. And don't get me wrong, I was still eating what my mother made me, but in our household, my dad was eating to lose weight. So what I did was basically, I ate the same thing, but I just always ate like more, if that makes sense. So if he took one portion of that meal, I would probably take 2 portions of it, to get some more in me, because I didn't want to particularly lose weight, stuff like that. So I am still at a point right now where I get stronger, and I do set PRs on a lot of my exercises, and it's fine, but I don't get the same high about it anymore, and I've not done for a long time, which is pretty funny, because right now I'm probably the most consistent I've been. The most consistent I've ever been was straight after my breakup, because I just needed to go to the gym to think about something else, or to just get out of my room when I lived at home. But right now I am really consistent, and that's pretty funny, because I have actually run into a little bit of a wall, and that is a wall that I really right now go to the gym, but I do not enjoy training at all. I don't enjoy it at all. I don't find it fun. I don't find it anything. And what I liked so much about it in the start is of course the results. The results is what I do it for a long time, and up to this point I would say I did it 75% for looking better, and then 25% for actually getting strong. And that has been good, and I would actually stand on that. That's how I've always had it with training. But that's switched up a little bit now, because I'm strong right now, and I'm looking fine. Like, I'm trying to lose a little bit of weight up to this summer, so April right now I'm taking it very seriously in terms of dieting. I'm not eating any bad foods. I've only drank alcohol one time last month, and the whole of April I'm not drinking an ounce of alcohol, just because I know how much I think I will be drinking in the summer, because I have lots of stuff, festivals and parties and stuff I know is coming. So I'm just trying to chill out before and maybe get in a good shape, so I can try and hold it up through summer, even though I'm gonna consume a lot of calories. So you've read the title, and I was like, and that is right, the title is right, I'm gonna do what the title says, but what is it? I'm gonna convert from weightlifting to calisthenics, and there is a lot of reason for this, and that is because I have now realized that lifting heavy weights is really fun, and I do like it. Like, of course I've had, as said, a while now where I didn't find it fun, but overall it has been fun for a long time for me now. And it's not like I'm going to the gym right now, like I could still do it and still have like a fine time, but I'm not feeling how I felt about it for a while now. So I saw calisthenics, and calisthenics has always been something I really wanted to learn, and I just never really got into it because it looked so damn hard, and I still think it does look so damn hard. And I also, now having trained like a calisthenics athlete or someone that trains calisthenics for a week or something, it is hard, and the movements are a lot different. And if you don't know what calisthenics is, it's basically training but with your body weight as the main weight you're carrying. So a lot of you that does weightlifting will already probably do a lot of calisthenics moves like pull-ups or push-ups and stuff like that. But what you do in calisthenics is you absolutely master those. Like, you master them. You are becoming a machine or a monster at doing these things like push-ups, pull-ups, pike push-ups, dips, stuff like that. And I've always found that to be such cool moves, and they can also do like these statics moves you've probably seen a lot of people do on YouTube and stuff like that does calisthenics. And what I really liked about it was the strength you get is so different to the strength you get when you do weightlifting. And I want to also say that my plan has been split up, that I do a way more calisthenics moves. Like my moves I do in training are calisthenics based, and a lot of my compound moves, so the heavy lifts, is calisthenics now. But I also supply with weightlifting, so you can say I'm doing kind of a hybrid training. But what I mean by that is, like today I have to train back and biceps, and I will do pull-ups, chin-ups, and then at last I will do a weightlifting or something like that for my biceps, because it's a little harder to hit like these small muscles with those other calisthenics moves. So I'm still getting some weightlifting in there, but it's a lot more calisthenics based, and I'm training to really master something like pull-ups and stuff. So that's how I do it. But what I found nice about it is that the strength you get from doing calisthenics is so different from the strength you get when you do weightlifting, and you get a way stronger core out of doing it. Of course, you can train your core if you do weightlifting, but in calisthenics, all the moves you do like almost requires you to have your core being really strong. Like, if you learn how to engage your core, which I'm still learning, and I'm not at all like there yet, but when I've learned that, you do start to realize that every calisthenics move or every thing you do in the gym is also a core exercise, because you always engage. And I love that, and I think a lot of weightlifting YouTubers you see on YouTube that you actually absolutely like will tell you that the strength you get from doing calisthenics is so different to the strength that you have when you do only weightlifting, because you're only targeting one movement or one thing. But I think in calisthenics you train a lot of other small muscles that will just make you stronger in like also just everyday life activities and stuff like that. And that's really what I love about it, and they are just strong in a whole other realm to weightlifting. Of course, you could say that, yeah, but then I'm stronger at doing bench press than a calisthenics guy is, and that is absolutely fine, absolutely respectable, and that is true, probably true, and I do get that. But I've actually come to a point where I can bench. I have a PR, and there's a video right here of me getting 120 kgs on bench press, and I can only do 26 push-ups in a row. And I was like, what the fuck is happening? That means that I can only do 26 pull-ups, but I can do 120 on bench press. And I was like, you know what, I've actually come to a point in my training where I would like to be way better at push-ups than I am at bench press. And I know a lot of you would probably be sitting there like, what the fuck, that's not something I would like. And that's all fine. Like, this video is not to say anything about weightlifting. I've done it like bad. I've done it for a long time now, and maybe one day when I get older and calisthenics is a sport I can't do anymore, I'll probably go back to weightlifting and, stuff like that. But yeah, I just found that absolutely wild, and there's so much of these calisthenics moves I'm so bad at, even though I am coming in pretty strong. Like, I'm strong in a lot of moves that is weightlifting based, and I'm so weak at a lot of these calisthenics moves. And I find that I actually find that so nice, because I can do the moves, but I'm so bad at them. But what I like about it is it's like starting to train again, but seeing progress. Like, I'm at a very, very low level where I can not do a lot of pull-ups. I can do more than a really beginner, you know, someone that cannot do pull-ups yet and stuff like that. And I can of course do a couple or like a little more than a beginner, but I'm still at a point where I have a lot to learn and a lot to get better at, and I love that. I love that I am starting something that I'm bad at, and I can then become a lot better at it. I'm looking very forward to that, and there's a lot of moves you can learn to do over time when you have mastered the basics and stuff like that. I also love the mobility you get from doing calisthenics. There's a lot more. Don't get me wrong, it's not like I can all of a sudden my mobility is through the roof, but I do feel like a lot of the calisthenics moves and a lot of the calisthenics training is making you a lot more mobile than normal weightlifting, and I think that's factual, but I'm not going to sit here and say it is, but I think that's pretty factual, that it just does have a little bit more mobility to it. And then of course, as said, the moves, skills you can do after you have mastered the basics is insane. Like you can do the front levers and all these stuff, like it's insane what some of these guys can do, and I would love to just be able to do some of it. But how am I doing it? Basically what I'm doing is I'm trying to master the basics. So that is mastering dips, push-ups, pike push-ups and pull-ups, and I have criteria I want to hit after 1 year of doing it, and all after that is actually where I will try and learn to do skills and stuff like that. But in the start here, I'm just gonna try to get insane at doing those things, and I do have a big caveat that I also need to think about, and that is I have a shoulder injury. On this shoulder, rear delt right here is so bad because I think I like hyperextended it. I've never got it checked out like at a doctor, but I'm gonna do that actually next week, so I'm looking very forward to that. But I think I hyperextended my shoulder when I did squat crushers, and it's been bad since then, and I think that's actually 2 years ago since I did that. So that's in itself is just insane, and that I still can feel it, and it's so bad. Like I cannot get my arm in like a lot of positions that is behind here that I can do with my other arm. Like that right there was really taxing on my shoulder. And this, I don't know that for you it doesn't look different, but for me it feels so different. Like I can always feel this shoulder, or just throughout the day it's just so tense over here, and it's been for a long time, and I don't know why I've not gotten it checked out. But I'm gonna do it now, and I've put it that and as a mission this year to get that sorted out, or just looked at and try and come forward with trying to get that shit gone, because it's irritating me. But yeah, having a shoulder injury when doing calisthenics is not the best, and I can feel it at least when I do pull-ups and stuff, but I'm just trying to work around it for now until I get it checked out. And I still gonna do pull-ups and all that because I want to master it, but of course it sets me back a little bit, but we move through it. And a last thing I want to say is another thing I really do like about calisthenics is the grip strength and the forearm muscles you get. At least the grip strength for me is in like something I really am looking forward to getting. I'm doing dead hangs every session I do at the gym, something I never did before, and I'm doing that for the grip strength and the forearm strength and also the decompression of the body. And it's also meant to do a lot for just your overall shoulder, like for your shoulders and just your body, like I don't know how to say it, but just your body alignment and stuff. Like, see, there's so many videos on YouTube with a lot of views telling you why you should do dead hangs, and you can do them even if you do weightlifting, and they are so good for you to just do a couple minutes a day. It's insane. So I would highly recommend looking at that. Not that I've done it myself, I'm in the midst of starting it, and maybe down the line when I learned firsthand what they do to your body, I can tell you do them. But right now, of course, I've only started, so I cannot tell you right now for sure. But yeah, I think they are good, and I do truly believe that. So we've come to a point now where I don't know how much of this you would like me to see. I can do like maybe an update in a month on how good I am at stuff, or how I, you know, have improved, or is maybe this video does not get any views or likes or anything, and I'll probably still do it then, because I'm gonna do what I like doing on the channel. So the next video will be a video on The Last of Us, not The Last of Us, one day we'll do a Last of Us. The next video will be The Walking Dead Season 2 little review that like I did, because a lot of you really enjoyed the last video on The Walking Dead I made, so that will be the next video, I promise. And yeah, tell me if you would like to just see maybe some updates or whatever on this little training journey, because of course this channel is not only movie reviews on stuff like that, it's all sorts of stuff. So you know what, a new thing I would like to say in these videos is subscribe and like the video, so I can one day get a good editor, because I hate editing.